Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Chat and More. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. Monday Movie Chat. Monday Movie Chat. Yeah, it's not going to be a regular thing. I am planning on, like I mentioned yesterday, I am planning on making my schedule more consistent. More consistent. But I have no immediate plans to do that. It's coming. Conspiracy trifecta. Hey to you, Conspiracy. Joe Shipley. Good evening, my friend. Good evening to you, Joe. Good to see you both here. Great moderators. Great friends. Great moderators. That's what we need here at Movie Chat and More. Okay, it's time for me to do my obligatory scratched record moment. How, at the moment, is the stream? How's the stream, guys? I have put the laptop back where I like it. Over here, the lighting is not good, but the stream seemed to go more flowing when the laptop was over here. So now the laptop is here. We have better lighting, but if it's choppy, let me know and we'll do something about it. Joe Shipley says, yeah. I see you switch back to the old view. I think I like this one better. I do. The lighting is better. Joe Shipley, stream is fine. No issues. That could change. That could change, Joe. But I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't want to keep on asking you guys that every single time I come on live. I'm just testing things, you know. Somebody said the other night, trifecta. It could have been you. It could have been you. I'm not too sure. I don't want to misquote anybody. Somebody said the other night, it could be the camera. It could be the camera, and that's why I've done the last couple of live streams over here, just in case, just testing things out. But yeah, I much prefer this. It's brighter, easier on the eye. We already have one thumbs up. Thank you so much, whoever who did that. I mean, you can give me a thumbs down if you want. All helps the channel. Okay, so at the moment, stream is fine. So yeah. So this is Monday Movie Chat. Like I said at the beginning, the very beginning of the stream, it's not going to be a consistent thing. What is going to happen? What is 90% certain to happen this coming Friday? Before I announce this, I just want to I just want to Joe Shipley, how was your Monday so far? Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good. Not great. You know. Thanks for asking, Joe. Okay, Balin the Hobbit. Balin the Hobbit, hello. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. Yeah, I do have kind of an announcement to make. Now, Conspiracy Trifecta, are you still here? Because you gave me a great idea, Conspiracy. Well, we'll see. Conspiracy, I'm here. You gave me a great idea. In the comments section, I can't 20 movies. my favorite 20 movies of all time, and then you guys guess in which order they come. Yeah, I mean, it's amongst you guys, it's probably common knowledge. My favorite movie is, Halloween, but I can't list my movies in order like that. I can't do it. I just can't. I cannot do that. There's too many. Like, you got horrors, you got comedies, you got thrillers, you got action. I can't list in order. But Conspiracy Trifecta, the idea you gave me is I embellished on that. The seed for my idea came from you, Trifecta. So thank you. What I'm going to be doing, 90%, maybe even 95% certain, this coming Friday is I will have not 20 movies, not 30 movies, not 40, not 45, but 50 movies, 50 DVDs and Blu-rays. And the top 30 movies will be my favorite movies of all time. Because I tend, if it's a favorite movie of mine, I tend to have it either on DVD or Blu-ray. You know, I'm crazy like that, and in many other ways. But yeah, 30 movies, my top favorite 30 movies, not in order, and it's going to be very much like the last one I did, leading up to the first ever live watch along here at Movie Chat and More, which was I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's going to be like that. I'm going to be quoting a quote from my top 30 movies of all time. And then after that, there's going to be 20 movies that I want to give honorable mentions to. So, and there will be quotes from myself in my terrible American accent. Not always American, but accents and voices. And if you guys get a blast from that, I know I enjoy it. I know my it's kind of like my Stallone, yeah. It's kind of like my Rocky. I always say I don't do Stallone, but when it comes to Rocky, I'm like, oh, it's just on you. Hey, yo, Adrian, I never asked you to stop being a woman, you know. Please, I'm begging you, please, don't ask me to stop being a man. You know, I know that's not great, but anyway, anyway, if I do that on Friday, and I think I will, there's going to be my 30 top favorite movies of all time, and I will do a quote from each one, and then you guys have to guess which movie it is. And then after that, I have 20 honorable mentions, movies I love, but they're not in my top 30 of all time. So there's going to be 50 altogether, and I will do a quote from each and every movie, all 50 movies. So it's a quiz. It's a quiz. And the idea came from you, Conspiracy Trifecta. And it was a great one, a great idea. I've just kind of like played around with the idea a little bit. I can't put my movies in order like that. But yeah, that's what's going to be happening on Friday. 90% certain, maybe 95% certain that's going to be happening Friday here at Movie Chat and More. And I will have the DVDs and Blu-rays and what have you. I will have them lined up. Hopefully this time I don't spill cider all over the floor. They're all going to be there. And if you guys, whoever gets the movie from the quote, give yourself a point. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Almost certain on Friday. Joe Shipley says, cool, looking forward to it. Yeah, me too, Joe. Balin the Hobbit. I would love to hear an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice impression. Conspiracy Trifecta says he doesn't really have any impressions. Well, what did you think of my Rocky? I don't do Sylvester Stallone. I do Rocky. Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, I can't. I mean, if one of my top 30 movies of all time, or one of my top 20 honorable mentions of all time is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, then I will probably do Arnie. I will probably do an Arnie voice. Yeah, like that. Exactly. Exactly. Balin the Hobbit. Get in the chopper. I'll be back. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Hasta la vista, baby. You know. Yeah. So yeah, if there's a Arnie, if there's an Arnie movie in my top 30 or my top 20 honorable mentions, then yeah, I'd, I'll do an Arnie. Conspiracy Trifecta says, yeah, but impressions are very specific. They are. They are. I mean, that's a great point, Trifecta, because yeah, it's like I've said. I mean, I did the Rocky Balboa, not, a few moments ago. Probably went down like a lead balloon. Yeah. Uh, but when I hear myself, I don't sound that far away from Rocky Balboa. But I can't do a Stallone. When you hear Sylvester Stallone in interviews, and I can't do that. I can do, well, maybe a better Rocky Balboa than I can a Stallone, because the voices are completely different. If anybody ever tells you, oh, that's just the way he talks, Stallone, Rocky, there's no difference. Well, anybody who believes that, watch a Sylvester Stallone interview, and you'll hear the difference. Conspiracy Trifecta says, just saying a quote in a voice isn't really an impression. I agree with that. At least that's what Dave said. Yep, I agree with Dave McRae with that. I do. Oh yeah, I couldn't hold a telephone conversation as Rocky Balboa. I couldn't. I couldn't do an entire video as Rocky Balboa. I mean, yeah, it's just bits and bobs. Like I said, I did have an idea to do a live video, answering your guys' questions, as I think Charlie Sheen would have answered your guys' questions back in 2011, 10 years ago. Very over the top, not in Charlie Sheen's voice, really, but like that, like epic behavior, Joe Shipley. Joe, I think you left me a comment in the comment section from either last night's video or the one before. I can see it, but when I go to when I try and revisit the actual video, I don't see it. So I'm not sure what's happening there, Joe. But I still saw what you said. Very, very cool stuff, I think it was something about you. There was a certain live stream that you couldn't catch. You couldn't catch it all live, Joe, because you were busy, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all get busy. I think so. So yeah, Joe, Joe Shipley, if I haven't responded, it's because I don't see it in the comments section anymore. But I did see it. Hey, Cinematic Addict. Hey, Cinematic Addict has joined the chat. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Cinematic Addict has joined the stream. How you doing? How are you doing? People always asking me, how am I doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Joe Shipley, yeah, I got mixed up. It was one from a few days ago. Yeah, I can't find it, but I have seen it. I've seen it on the notification bell, so I have seen it. But when I looked, I could be looking at the wrong video. I don't see it in the comment section, but I have seen it under the notification thingy-bob. Hey, Aurora has joined the chat. Welcome, Aurora. Joe Shipley, Cinematic Addict. Oh, okay. Joe Shipley talking to Cinematic Addict. I always say it. I sound like McRae when I say it. I know I do, but I mean it. I mean it. And I think McRae does too. I love it when you guys converse with one another. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love that name, Cinematic Addict, as well. I'm sorry to I'm sorry to impose on that, but yeah, I love that name. Always have. Cinematic. Okay, yeah. I am now. Cinematic Tyler. Real name is Cinematic Tyler. Did I just call you? I'm reading way too fast. Cinematic Addict. Real name is Tyler. I'm gonna forget. That's why. I mean, I do forget you. I do forget real names, and that's why you're hearing me. You know, like, conspiracy trifecta. You know, I mean, I do forget, and my short-term memory is lousy. My long-term memory is really good. But someone can tell me their name, and I'll be like, oh shit, what was it again? Let's just stick to the names I see, sort of thing, you know? Cinematic Addict. Have you seen Nomad Land on Hulu? Pretty good movie about a woman, Frances McDormand, living in a van. Oh no, you could probably tell when I was reading that out. Cinematic Addict. You could probably tell I haven't heard of it. Is it cool? I haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of. Yeah, have you Nomad Land on Hulu? Pretty good movie about a woman, Frances. Yeah, McDormand living in her van. No, I've never heard of that. Addict, Cinematic Addict. I haven't heard of that one. I seriously do not believe. I think I mentioned this yesterday, and maybe even before. I don't believe in this two people watching crap. There are way too many messages, way too many comments in the live chat for it to be two people watching. I don't believe that for a minute. I think there's more. Cinematic Addict. Your next is on there. Also liked it more than the second time. Yeah, your next is on there. Also liked it more than the second time. Is it a movie called You're Next? I haven't seen You're Next. If I'm right in saying You're Next is a movie, I haven't seen that one. My apologies, but I haven't seen it. Joe Shipley, I knew a guy who lived in a van down by the river. I should know what you're talking about, but I don't. I knew a guy who lived in a van down by the river. That's going to be a song or something, I know. So yeah, okay, Cinematic Addict. It's a simple way to live free. You got of debt, and I want to live in a tiny house myself. If that's what you want to do, Cinematic Addict, then go for it. Unless you're making a joke and I'm missing the punchline. Joe Shipley says it's from an old Chris Farley sketch. Okay. Chris Farley, did he not pass away quite a while ago now? Did Chris Farley die? I could be thinking of somebody else, but did Chris Farley pass away quite a while back? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Cinematic Addict says, no, I am from. No, I'm from. No, I'm FR. It's coming now. Also, what are you drinking, boy? BOI. I love it when people spell boy like that. What am I drinking? It's cider. It's cider. You guys, whenever, well, more times than not, if I'm not drinking beer, I'm drinking cider. Joe Shipley, yes, he passed away in the late 90s. Yeah, I thought it was a while ago. Joe, I thought it was a while ago. Yeah, Chris Farley. Chris Farley, didn't he do one movie, maybe at least two movies with the guy from Police Academy 4? And a blonde guy. He was in a sitcom, an American sitcom. David something, I think. David something. I think Chris Farley did a movie with that guy, or maybe even two movies with that guy. I think it's David something, but he's in Police Academy 4. Not Chris Farley, David something. Cinematic Addict says, Richard, have you seen the Mortal Kombat trailer yet? What you think? No, I haven't seen it. It's not me. I am. I played the video game years ago. I played Street Fighter, Street Fighter years ago. When it comes to the movies, I'm not really overly interested in Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I haven't seen the trailer for Mortal Kombat yet. I probably won't. Joe Shipley says, freaking crazy how long ago the 90s were. Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Joe Shipley, yes, David Spade. Thank you, Joe. David Spade. They were both in Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. I thought it was at least two movies they did together. Cheers, Joe. I thought it was. Cinematic Addict. What? Are you talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin here? What? Oh, unless you're talking about Mortal Kombat and the trailer and how I have absolutely zero interest in watching it. What? Are you talking about the Mortal Kombat trailer? Cinematic Addict, yes. You're talking about the Mortal Kombat trailer. Yeah, it's not for me. It's just not for me. Especially now, nowadays, the era we're living in. A trailer, it's got to be something I'm really, really interested in to get me excited, to get. Oh yeah, I want to see that. So that's why I'm waiting for the Halloween Kills trailer, the full fleshed out trailer. And believe it or not, I am looking forward to the full fleshed out trailer for Dave McRae's It's Me, Billy. Cinematic Addict says, but it's all good. Can't all like the same things. Exactly, Cinematic Addict. We can't all like the same things. And if we did, it would be a shitty, boring world. Even more boring than what it is right now. Hey, Stug138 has joined the chat. Welcome, Stug138. Hey, everyone. What's the topic tonight? It's Monday movie chat. We don't necessarily have to talk about movies. We could talk about music, entertainment in general. We could talk about WWE, not modern WWE, because I haven't got a clue what's going on. I haven't been a fan of the WWE since Shawn Michaels retired, which was, I think, 2010. So if you want to talk about wrestling, we're going back some, Cinematic Addict says it does look good. Dave is really talented. Would definitely be nice to see, since both remakes were crap. Yeah, 2019, absolute pile of garbage. 2006 Black Christmas, not great. If I had to watch one or the other of the remakes, it would be the 2006 one. 2019 was almost unbearable. The only reason I want Christmas 2019 all the way through to the end is so I could have an information about the movie. If anybody ever asked me, that's the only reason I got through that piece of crap all the way through. And I totally agree. Cinematic Addict, I totally agree. It's Me, Billy. It's only going to be, 22, 25 minutes long. I got a funny feeling it's going to be better than the 2006 remake and the 2019 reboot put together. Stug138 says, when they changed the name from WWF to WWE, I stopped watching. Wow, when was that? That a long time ago. Stug138. Would that have been the year 2000, 2001? Something 2001, maybe? I stand to be corrected. Cinematic Addict says, I respect putting women empowerment in movies. Yep, same here. I do. I do. But just make sure it fits the story. And the way it was handled, even the empowerment was very lame, not impactful in what it tried to do. No, I mean, all I can do, when it comes to the 2019 Black Christmas, is totally agree with the YouTubers I watch, and Dave McRae, obviously I watch a lot, and everything, it wasn't a movie with you've heard McRae say this, it wasn't a movie with a political statement attached. It was a political statement with a movie attached. It's kind of like, all this like James Bond, and there's going to be a Jane Bond, and Indiana Jones will become Indiana Jane, and you know, empowerment doesn't come off the shoulders of resting. You can't rest off the shoulders of what guys have done. You can't. You can't do that. You can, but it will be lame. Absolutely crap. Indiana Jane, Jane Bond, do your own thing. Kind of like I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan at all of the Lara Croft movies or even the video games. But at least Lara Croft was her own character, Stock 138, May 5th, 2002. May 5th, 2000. That's when they changed the name from WWF to WWE. Well, it's 1 year out. I said 2001. 2002. May 5th, 2002. That's when they changed the name from WWF to WWE. Well, it's 1 year out. I thought 2001, maybe 2000. Okay, Stock 138, yeah. Yes. Okay, I was 1 year out. 2002 is when they changed the name. So guys, how's the stream at the moment? Still going? Is it still flowing? Or do I have to put the laptop back here? Cinematic Addict says, I grew up with Xena, Warrior Princess, and women deserve to be, they do, represented strong because they are, which we do not get many final girls, very few final men. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, Xena Warrior Princess. I remember that show. I was never a big fan of that show. I know where you're coming from. Cinematic Addict. Yeah, and when it comes to the final girls, I think Stug 138 looks good. Thank you, Stug. Thank you. I think when it comes to the final girls, like in horror, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Freddy, whatever. When it comes to the final girls in those movies, how do I put this? Okay, I'm going to simplify it, okay? I'm going to use my simplify. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to quote something. I'm not quoting Rob Zombie. I'm paraphrasing Rob Zombie. I'm going to paraphrase what Rob Zombie said once in a Halloween documentary. I think before he ever got near the franchise, he was just a Halloween fan. And it could have been the 25 Years of Terror documentary. And Rob Zombie said, when it comes to final girls and final guys, which, like you say, yeah, like a cinematic addict, very few final men there are. Because I think Rob Zombie said something along the lines of, what's this dude's problem? Screaming like a chick. There's something about it. There's something about the final gal, the final gal, the final woman, the final gal in a Jason movie, and a Halloween movie, and a Freddy movie. It's like Freddy 2, yeah? It's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. It's a final guy. I know there is the love interest as well. But yeah, I mean, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, it's the final guy, by and large. But that's not the reason I'm not a massive fan of that particular movie. I'm just not. I never really have been. I mean, Freddy 2 has nothing to do with Freddy 1. Okay, they find Nancy's diary, and okay. But to me, that's more of a nod and a wink to the original movie. When we get to Freddy Part 3 and Dream Warriors 3, 4, and 5 are very much continuing stories. And Freddy's dead. Freddy 2 is better than Freddy's dead. I think most of us would agree on that. But yeah, when it comes to a final gal, I mean, it might sound very old-fashioned. I don't mean it to. But it's like what Rob Zombie said when he was talking about horror and Halloween and the horror franchise or the Halloween franchise. Imagine one of my favorite characters in Friday the 13th Part 3 is Shelly. But imagine if Shelly was the final character. Imagine if Shelly was the final guy rather than the final gal, which was Chris, yeah? Chris Higgins. Imagine if it was Shelly. Wouldn't have worked. Would not have worked. Would not have worked. Cinematic Addict says, to be fair, he's probably gay. So final queen, final girl, same thing. Love the gays, though. Yes, queen. Is that Mark Patton you're talking about? Mark Patton, I think it was in Freddy 2. Joe Shipley, who was your favorite female survivor from Friday the 13th? I really like Tina from Part 7. That's a great question, Joe. My personal favorite. My favorite, and again, I mean, you could say Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. The main protagonist is Tommy Jarvis, and he is. But as a final gal, and is Jennifer Cook, Megan Garris. the Garrus's daughter, the sheriff's daughter. My favorite Friday final gal is Megan from Friday 6. My least favorite is probably Jason Takes Manhattan when it comes to final gals and final guys. Again, Jason Takes Manhattan. We have a final gal, we have a final guy. Jason Takes Manhattan, it's not, in my opinion, it's not great, but it's more than watchable. And I'm not keen on either of those characters. I can't think of their names right now, but the last two surviving characters from Friday 8. And no, not the dog. Cinematic Addict says Nightmare Part 2 isn't bad. I like the possession element in the movie, kind of like when Tina dies in Part 1. Dragged up the walls feels very much demonic possession. Yeah, I don't mind the whole possession thing with Nightmare 2. But when you kind of like when Tina dies in Part 1, dragged up the walls feels very much demonic possession. I don't get that, Cinematic Addict. I don't get demonic possession at all with that scene. If you do, then you do. I mean, we were just a moment ago, we were talking about if we all agreed what a boring planet this would be, even more boring than it is right now. But yeah, I don't get that. It's not the possession thing in Nightmare 2 that bothers me. It's the way it totally, not totally, but almost totally detaches itself from the original. You know, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And then when it got to Freddy's Dream Warriors, when we got to Dream Warriors 3, 4, and 5, I'm not a big fan of 4 and 5, but at least the story was ongoing, you know? Nightmare 2, I had the same problem. I mean, I'm not comparing Freddy's Dead with Nightmare 2. Nightmare 2 is easily the better movie. Easily. But I do have similar problems with Nightmare 2 and Freddy's Dead because they are totally detached from what we had in Part 3, Part 4, and Part 5. Joe Shipley says, at 100 minutes, Jason Takes Manhattan is the longest running Friday movie. Yep, it is. Apart from the I think the director's cut of the 2009 remake. Director's cut, the killer cut, whatever they decided to call it. But yeah, Jason Takes Manhattan with the original Paramount series is the longest one. And in the past, I have given Manhattan a hard time. I don't mind it. It's fine. If Jason 8 Manhattan had a bigger budget, it would have been a much better movie. If more of the movie had been, I know it was budget issues, and if they had a bigger budget and we saw more of Jason in Manhattan rather than on the ferry on the way to Manhattan, I think it would have been a better movie. I really don't mind Jason Takes Manhattan. I really don't mind it. And of course, we got Kane Hodder. Cinematic Addict. says him being outside of Nightmares, it takes away the best quality of Freddy. I agree with that. Yep, because he does whatever the fuck he wants in Freddy 2. He's not just suspended in Nightmares. He does whatever he wants. I agree with that one. Cinematic Addict continues to say, what do you think about there being a Scream 5 without Wes Craven? Kind of makes me sad that so many are on board without him. That's a great question, Cinematic Addict. Let's Stug 138. That's true, Cinematic Addict, and it is. Joe Shipley, I will get to you. I will get to that. Joe Shipley says it definitely will be sad to see a Scream not involving Wes Craven. Okay, so yeah, okay. What do I think of a Scream 5 without Wes? Tragic, sad. It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine a Scream movie without Wes at the helm, you know? And it is. I mean, I know you guys have seen this before, but I had that tattoo done just after Wes passed away. I mean, I love the Scream movies. Well, 1, 2, 3. Pardon me. I had that done though, more in memory of when I did the movies. The thing is, when it comes to Scream 4, which I did see at the cinema, I saw Scream 4 with friends at the time. And I stand by what I said at the time. Not great. Not great at all. I'm surprised whenever I rewatch Scream 4, which was, you know, obviously Wes Craven at the helm. I'm surprised Wes Craven could have gone with that script and the cousin that comes out of nowhere, and there's a video on my channel, a pre-recorded stand-alone video all about what I think about Scream 4 and why I think it makes no sense. No fucking sense at all. So go back if you haven't already seen it. It's all about, type in, you know, YouTube movie chat more Scream 4 and you'll see it. But yeah, I think, I know a lot of people, a lot of horror fans, a lot of Scream fans, a lot of Wes Craven fans prefer Scream 4 to Scream 3. I'm not one of them. I'm not a big fan of Scream 3. But I do prefer it to Scream 4. The original Scream is one of my favorite movies ever. And Scream 2, I like a lot. But Scream 5 without Wes Craven, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is going to sound almost sacrilegious. So hold on to something, okay? I don't mean it to, but this will sound bad to some of you guys. I think when it comes to Scream 4, which was a Wes Craven movie, obviously, you know, he did all 4. I think there's only room for improvement. I think there's only room for improvement. So whatever Wes did, whatever Craven, whatever was thinking of when he directed Scream 4, and when they wrote Scream 4, I think it was Kevin Williamson again, was it? I think so. Kevin Williamson and somebody else, or I think there's only room for improvement. I'm not a big Scream 4 fan. So yeah, it's going to be sad. It's going to be tragic, especially when the end credits roll along and there's no Wes Craven. However, we all know it's going to be dedicated to Wes Craven. We know that. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think there's only room for improvement. I really think Scream 4 is trash and absolute trash. And I said this to friends and family and friends and before on numerous occasions. It's so sad to me that Wes Craven ended his career with Scream 4. It for me, it's a terrible Scream movie. And I think it's tragic. We're talking Scream 5 or Scream, as I think it's going to be called, yeah? I wonder where they got that idea from. But yeah, I think it's tragic enough that Wes Craven ended his career with Scream 4. So there's only room for improvement. If Scream 5, Scream 2022, is any worse than Scream 4, then that's a credit to Wes Craven, in my humble opinion. Cinematic Addict says, me too. It probably won't feel the same. Wish they could leave the franchise on a high note, and it being the last project, it's only right it ends with Wes. Yeah, I mean, there's no need for this movie at all. There was no need for Scream 4. No need for it. Stuck 138, sick tattoo. You're a fan of the ghost face tattoo, Stuck 138? Thank you. Okay. Stephanie R. That's someone new to the chat. Welcome, Stephanie R. Haven't seen you here before. It better be good. What, Scream 5? Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, for me, the only way is up. The only way is up. If Scream 5 is worse than Scream 4, what are we in for? Now, I know you guys, a lot of you guys watching live, a lot of you guys watching after the fact are big Scream 4 fans. I don't know that. I'm assuming it. That a lot of you guys watching after the fact are massive fans of Scream 4, but you hate Scream 3. I'm not a big fan of Scream 3, but I think it's better than 4. Player 500. Damn the quality. Deem the quality? Player 500. You're going to have to embellish on that one, my friend. I'm not sure what you mean. Deem the quality? Cinematic Addict. The Revel in 4, I hated it. Oh, the reveal in 4, I hated it. Didn't need to be another relative with her motive of wanting to have Sid's fame. The killer could have been anyone, preferably Kirby, but the rest I loved. The biggest problem I have with Scream 4 is the same. It's the same. It really is. It's the the cousin. I'm not going to go into this live because, like I said, there is a channel. There is a video, a standalone pre-recorded video on my channel, which I made a couple of years ago, I think. Right here, Movie Chat More, and you can check it out. And I talk about Scream 4, but yeah, Cinematic Addict, I totally agree. The biggest problem was that whole motive. It was so cheap. Anybody else, Cinematic Addict, like you say, anybody else, even, what was it? Yeah, Kirby. I would never have got that name, but yeah, but this cousin that comes out of nowhere. Stephanie R, I found your channel from Breakdown Palace Productions. That's cool. That's cool, Stephanie. Thank you for being here again. Yeah, Breakdown Palace, he's got a good thing going on over there. It is thirsty work when you do, well, any kind of YouTube video, but especially live videos, you know. Player 500 deem the quality, and you got a couple of emojis, emojos, whatever, like this. And does that mean the quality is bad or good? I'm 41 years old this year, player 500, so you're gonna have to tell me what you mean by that. Joe Shipley says, are you a fan of the Fright Night remake? So that's a hot button issue with me. Very much so. The easy answer is no. No, I'm not a fan. However, I liked their choice for Jerry Dandridge in the movie. Was it Colin? Yeah, Colin Farrell, the guy from Phone Booth. Yeah, and he was good. He was good, Jerry Dandridge. Apart from that, oh, and the guy who played Peter Vincent. Always forget his name. Always forget that guy's name. He was Doctor Who, wasn't he? Can't think of his name. So we had a good cast. The guy who played Charlie Brewster sadly passed away a few years ago. I wasn't overly keen on his performance. And no disrespect to the actor or the young man who played Charlie Brewster in the remake. The thing is, to be totally honest, I don't think they should ever have remade Fright Night. Fright Night with Chris Sarandon, Amanda Beers, Roddy McDowall. You know, they made it because they wanted to make money. That's all, money, and they didn't have to do it. I mean, I know Chris Sarandon had a little bit part in the remake, and I found that enjoyable. Probably my favorite scene in the Fright Night remake was the scene with Chris Sarandon. But no, I'm such a big, massive fan of the original Fright Night. Was 1985, I think. It's one of those movies they can't touch for me. On a personal level, they can't touch it. They can remake it, they can reboot it, they can put the best actors in the world, the best actors in the world. In the reboot, it will never touch the original. I mean, the soundtrack. I mean, you got to remember, the soundtrack for Fright Night. One of the few films. I don't want to say the first film, but it could be. It could be Fright Night from 1985. I'm not just talking about the score to Fright Night, which was done by Brad Friedel. Brad Friedel. Brilliant score. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the songs in Fright Night. As far as I know, Fright Night 1985 was one of the first movies ever made where they actually wrote songs. I could be wrong. I'm only going by what I hear. Fright Night 85 was one of the first movies made where they wrote songs, not just the score, songs for the movie to match the movie, to match what's happening while we're watching the dance club, the scene, and all that shit. Yeah. Good Man in a Bad Time is one of my favorites. Fright Night itself, the song Fright Night, which plays at the end of the movie. Armies of the Night. Fright Night, 1985 is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. And from what I've heard, it was one of the first movies, if not the first movie, to have songs written for the movie to go along with what we're seeing on the big screen, So yeah, when it comes to the remake, no, I'm not a fan. I have seen it, I own it, but I'm too much of a original Fright Night fanboy to enjoy the remake that much. But I do like some of the actors in a remake. Cinematic Addict says also the killer being Emma Roberts. She's she's so tiny. Sydney would have easily kicked her ass, wanted a bigger showdown, but would be short-lived against her. Yeah, Emma Roberts, that was her name. Yeah, she was a very slight little thing, wasn't she? Yeah. So yeah, Cinematic Addict. I do agree with that. To a certain extent, I agree with that. I do love is Emma Roberts. The way I would never remembered her name. I do love the way she's throwing herself through glass tables and making it like making it look like she's had the shit kicked out of her at the right near the end of the movie. That's another. Yeah, I do like that scene. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Sydney. What is it? How? Yeah, Sydney eventually kills her with. Is it the clear to the head, and then don't fuck with the original, something like that. But yeah, she's a very slight young lady. Stephanie R says, didn't they make 2 Fright Night remakes? That's a great question, Stephanie R. Didn't they make 2 Fright Night remakes? There was a Fright Night 2, which was supposed to be Jerry Dandridge's sister, and that was maybe 1980. 87, 88, maybe something like that, which I used to hate when I was a kid, but I quite like it now. I don't mind it. I mean, it can't compare to the original Tom Holland masterpiece. And yeah, I call it a masterpiece. I love Fright Night. The two Fright Night remakes. There was a sequel, Stephanie, to the remake of Fright Night, which I haven't seen. And I have absolutely no fucking desire to watch that sequel to the remake of Fright Night. If I wasn't a fan of the remake, why would I want to watch a sequel to that remake? So yeah, in a way, Stephanie R, in a way, yep, I know where you're coming from, Stephanie. Cinematic Addict says, I only seen OG Fright Night and remake once. Really enjoyed both though. That's good stuff. I mean, you know, if you love both Fright Night movies, you know, the one with Chris Sarandon and the one with Colin Farrell. I wish I did. I I envy you, Cinematic Addict. I envy you, my friend. I would love to. I would love to be a fan of both, but I am such a fanboy, and I admit it. I admit it. I am a massive fanboy when it comes to the 1985 Fright Night. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Of all time. Stuck 138. No, only one. Stuck 138 says no, only one. I just went over that. There was a remake to Fright Night with Colin Farrell. We had a Fright Night 2 back in the 80s. Continuation from the original, obviously, from 85. And then we had the remake, and there was a sequel to the remake, which I haven't seen. Joe Shipley says, have you seen the TV show Impractical Jokers? I love the show. My favorite is Joe. My favorite has got to be Joe. But yeah, I've seen virtually every episode of Impractical Jokers probably 4 or 5 times over. Not for a while, but that's something else. I mean, what's going to happen to those guys now with this post-apocalyptic shithole that we're living in, you know? And what's going to happen to their careers? I'm not saying they're going to go hungry and they're going to be begging for money on street corners, but what's going to happen to Impractical Jokers now, you know? But yeah, I'm a massive fan. I wish they would bring out the DVDs. I know there are some, but I think I've seen Impractical Jokers on DVD, but not a dedicated, like, this is series 1, this is series 2, this is series 3. I haven't seen that. It's been a long time since I've looked, but if they ever do that, I will be buying the whole lot if I can afford it. Joe Shipley says, I have it on now. It is very funny. It's amazingly funny. It's amazingly funny, Joe. It's one of my favorite TV shows in the modern era. It could even be one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Joe, funnily, yeah, Joe, funnily enough, is my favorite. I love all the guys from Impractical Jokers, but Joe is my favorite. Joe Shipley says, I was wondering if they ever did a UK version of that show. Yeah, they did. They did, and I didn't even bother watching it. I mean, the main guys, the real guys, yeah, they came over here to the UK, and they had a great time. But there was a UK version of the show. I never watched it. I had no interest in it. I saw trailers and no, just not for me. Because no matter how good it was, it would always pale in comparison to the original from the USA. That's my opinion on that one. There was a UK version, and I didn't even bother watching it. I was hoping Peter Martazars would join the chat tonight, but it's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. You guys have been absolutely fucking fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. Joe Shipley is my latest moderator. Yeah, because I think it was you, Joe, wasn't it? Yeah. Yesterday, who suggested that I make Peter a moderator. And that's why I was hoping he would pop in tonight, but he could be busy. He could be watching Dave and Tony at the moment. I know they're watching The Terminator tonight. But yeah, the next time we see Peter Martazars here at Movie Chat and More, I'll ask him if he wants to be a mod, and if he says yes, then that's another great mod to my channel. Joe Shipley says, it has been a nice stream tonight. Just chilling and talking some movies and TV is always a good time. It is. It is. I mean, I didn't know what, I mean, I did not know what to call this. So Monday movie chat, something or other. I'm really glad, Joe, you've enjoyed the show, and everybody else, Cinematic Addict, Stephanie R, and all the guys, Stug138. Hopefully you've all had a blast tonight. We're only 1 hour and 12 minutes in. I try not to do shows, live streams that are shorter. I probably have at some point or another, but I try not to do live shows that are under 1 hour and 30 minutes. I try to do 90-minute shows. I have done, pardon me, I have done, the longest we've ever gone is 6 hours. 6 hours. And yet, like I say, guys, the plan is this coming Friday. The plan is 50 movies, 30 movies, my favorite movies of all time, and then 20 movies that I will give honorable mentions to. Yep. Movies I love, but they didn't quite make the top 30. And I will give you all a quote from each movie. And if you can guess which movie it comes from, give yourself a point. That's the plan for this coming Friday. Carlisle 195, been another good one, man. Thank you so much, Carlisle 195, and thank you for being here. I do want to apologize in advance because I have the laptop here. The lighting is so much better than it is when I have the laptop over here. But the thing is, even though the lighting is better, it's only by and large since I've been doing the live streams here that we've had problems. So I started doing the live streams over there because I think to myself, would you guys rather watch a video with, lighting that's not bad, pretty good, not bad. But the thing is, when you're watching it, I'm cutting out every 5 seconds and the stream is shit. Or would you rather me, have my camera over here on the sofa, and even though the lighting is crap, at least I'm not cutting out every 5 and 10 seconds, So I'm going to have to go over this one, not the whole lot, but I'm going to have to go over this one. And if I see problems, then the camera goes back, the laptop goes back over there. Joe Shipley says, I haven't noticed a lag or anything wrong with the stream tonight. Thank you, Joe. Well, if that's the case, we'll carry on like this. We'll carry on. And Friday's movie quiz will be from here with the better lighting. Cinematic Addict, my video for subs. I given you a shout out. My video for subs. I given you a shout out. Thank you so much. Me, thanks. It means a lot to all who supported for so long. It feels nice knowing people like to hear what you have to say. It does, yeah, it does. Love listening to your points of view. Cinematic Addict, I mean, what do I say to that? Wow, I mean, other than thank you. I mean, yeah. But it is, it is. Stephanie R says, on the sofa. Stephanie R follows up with, seems better. What, like here, Stephanie? But Cinematic Addict, yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic thing to say, and it is. Yeah. Do I expect Movie Chat More to become as popular as McRae? No. As popular as Wham? Definitely not. But I enjoy the way it is. I mean, I do say we are to 200, I think, 269 subscribers. Tell if you enjoy what I do, and it sounds like you do. Tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, maybe even your family, if they're fans of movies and movie chat, entertainment, music. We could always do with more subscribers, Joe Shibley says, I think your channel with keep growing steadily. Oh, you mean will? I think your channel will keep growing steadily. Hopefully. With your guys' help. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your work colleagues. I mean, I know I don't have the best thumbnails in the world. I never will have. It's just me, normally with a goofy looking smile on my face. And thumbnails are very important to having a successful, very successful YouTube channel. Joe Shipley says, we will spread the word far and wide. Thank you, Joe. And you never know. You never know. You never know. So where are we? We are 1 hour and nearly 20 minutes in. 1 hour and nearly 20 minutes in. So maybe another 10 minutes into the live stream. And we'll see how it goes from there. This is not going to be a 3 or 4 hour marathon. I can tell you that much, but at least 1 hour and 30 minutes. Cinematic Addict says, as long as you love what you do, doesn't matter how much you have or don't. That's such a nice thing to say. I do. I love chatting to you guys. It's like I said a couple of times now, and it sounds depressing. I don't mean it to be depressing at all. I'm just giving you guys the truth, from my end. From my end here in the UK, I'm not one of the people handling this whole COVID thing very well at all. I am in a school with that, with millions and millions and millions and millions of other people. So I'm not special, okay? Far from it. We're all in the same boat together. But some people handle it better than others. I'm not handling it that well. But there are like constants in my life, family, and then say family, my movies, my music. Music is always there for me. I love my music, and you guys. No matter how ridiculous or sappy or soppy that may sound, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. My live streams here, especially my live streams here at Movie Chat and More, when you guys are here, I'm so humbled, and it helps me, in these dark, depressing, unprecedented times that we live in. It does. It really does. So, but we could, when I first began my channel back in 2018, I think it was, there was no COVID. There were no lockdowns. But I still enjoyed chatting with you guys. It wasn't live, but I still enjoyed it. I always will. I love watching the comments in the comments section. Like I say, it wasn't live back then, but I loved it back then, before COVID. So when it comes to the live chat and the live streams, I adore it. I absolutely love it. Cinematic Addict says, I want 4 more hours. Cinematic Addict, not going to happen tonight, my friend. Not going to happen tonight. But one day, the plan is to have a 12-hour stream. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm not even sure if it will ever happen, but that's the plan. Joe Shipley, we got your back, man. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate it. I don't want to sound I don't want to sound too self-indulgent, like, oh, woe is me, woe is me. Because like I said, millions of people going through the same shit I'm going through, and worse. lots worse than what I'm going through. So yeah, I don't mean to sound self-indulgent. When it comes to the way I handle COVID-19, not at all. If it ever comes across that way, like, oh, woe is me, then I can say in advance, sorry, because I never mean it to sound that way. I just mean just me, just me. I know quite a few people who on the surface level and maybe deeper down are handling this, what I often refer to as the apocalypse, a lot better than I am. So yeah, if it ever comes across self-indulgent, then it's purely by accident. Cinematic Addict says, "You're great at what you do." Thank you so much. You're great at what you do, and I always say this: love the live chats. You're so humble and down to earth. It's like talking with a good friend. That's your strongest characteristic, and people catch on to that. See, that Cinematic Addict, I mean, yeah, I mean, that hopefully that comes across. You're telling me it comes across that way, and I believe you. It was never, well, it was. I was going to say it was never my intention, but it was. I mean, like I said, I started Movie Chat More way back in 2018 with a movie all about Halloween, a video all about Halloween 5. But yeah, if that's how it comes across, and I do, it's intimate. It's very, very intimate. I don't have 1,500 live chat comments at the same time. I'm not saying I wouldn't like that, because who wouldn't? If you have a channel on YouTube, the more chatters, the more subscribers, the more live chatters we have, the better it gets. You can bounce ideas off one another. But yeah, I mean, Cinematic Addict, thanks so much. I mean, you're so humble, down to earth. I'm humbled that you're here. I'm humbled, all of you guys. I'm humbled that you're here. I'm humbled. Joe Shipley says, okay, talking to Cinematic Addict. I love that. I love it when you guys chat to one another. I think it's great. Yep. Carlisle 195. I don't know, dude. The chat would move so fast. We would miss half of it. Carlisle 195 follows up. We love you, dude. I love you too. I really mean that. When it comes to what I do, I've tried to improve. When it comes to, like, we're talking about Fright Night earlier on, yeah. I don't want to just, oh, yeah, I think Fright Night's one of my favorite movies of all time. Second one was okay. Didn't like the remake. I don't want to do that. I really want to go like I did. I want to go more in depth. So when yeah, like Carlisle 195, when you say the chat would move fast, we would miss half of it. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, my friend. Because when I see a question or a comment, query, anything, something, that I really appreciate and it's something I'm interested in, like the Fright Night franchise, then pardon me, then I am going to take attention to that question. I mean, so if there was like 200 people right now, yeah, if there was Carlisle 195, if there were 200, 250, 300 people in the chat right now, and the live chat is going up a mile a minute, it's I would still try and answer the questions that appeal to me. And the way it is at the moment, fucking fantastic. The way it is at the moment, fucking fantastic. But if we do get more subscribers and we get more chatters and yeah, obviously the live chat will move faster and it will be impossible for me to get to everybody. But you want to talk about Fright Night and I see the comment or the question or the query, then yeah, I'm talking Fright Night, baby. I'm talking Fright Night. Carlisle 105, we love you, dude. Yep. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It's amazing. Carlisle 105. Carlisle 105 says, let it had in a live chat is 4,000. Let it had in a live chat is 4,000. And the chat was moving so fast, it stressed me out. I could not keep up. That reminds me of when Blumhouse. Oh, the most I've had. Okay, Carlisle 195, the most I've had. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, yeah. It makes me remember when Blumhouse did their thing last year with Halloween Kills and various other shit Blumhouse have got going on. And I was watching it through McRae's channel. And then I flipped over to the actual stream, the Blumhouse stream. And it was, like you say, 4,000. I mean, it could have been 4,000. It could have been a bit less. It could have been a bit more. No way was my comment going to be seen. So I didn't even bother. The stream was a mile. It was just insane. So I didn't bother. There's no way anybody watching that stream for fans and the guys, like Jason Blum and everybody else involved, they're not going to catch on to a question. And if they did, I'm guessing they probably caught on to one or two questions. Great stuff. But when I saw how fast that stream was moving and the live chat was moving, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother. It's too much. Carlisle 195 says, I think there is a slowdown thing you can use now. I think there is. It's I think you can slow it down to every 60 seconds. The last time I checked, I think you can slow it down to every 60 seconds on YouTube. They may have lengthened that on YouTube, but I'm not. You're right, they have, and there is a slow down option in the chat. Okay, it's 4 minutes past 1 a.m. here in the UK. 1 hour and 34 minutes in to the live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the questions and the comments and the compliments and everything else. It never goes unappreciated. I will be joining you guys again real soon, before Friday's quiz. If you're watching after the fact and you're watching it from here, go back to the beginning of this stream and you'll know what the quiz is going to be about. But I will be back before Friday. I will be back. I'll be back. There you go, Arnie. I'll be back. And yeah, thanks so much. See you all again very soon. Thank you to my moderators, Joe Shipley. And there's going to be more. I mean, Peter, the next time I see Peter Martazars, I'm going to ask him if he wants to be a mod too. Joe Shipley, Conspiracy Trifecta. So great. Absolutely brilliant stuff tonight. Brilliant stuff. And I only hope the stream has gone smoothly for you guys and you've had a great time, because I know I've had a brilliant time talking to you guys. I always do. So yeah, see you guys soon, and take care, stay safe, and yeah, I will see you before Friday. Cheers, guys. Bye.